Alright, welcome to SPS Season 4. Um, my name is Didi, otherwise known as Chug, or Professor Chug. I'm the coach of the Memphis Greninjas, and this season we are in the Lugia division, which is the highest of the four. It goes Lugia, Moltres, Lugia, Moltres, Articuno, and Zapdos. And last two seasons we were in Moltres, and because of our 9-2 run in the regular season, even though we lost first round to HTC, who was the eventual winner of the league, we ended up still getting promoted to Lugia Division, which, I don't really know how I feel about all that because, I don't know, I think a lot of the wins we got last season were really lucky. The one I keep remembering is the game against Megalopony, where it was Power Punch Last Resort, and I really had no answers, and I think I got like a Scald Burn with Slowking, and that's basically what stopped me from getting swept. So, that's a win I probably shouldn't have had. Week 1 was a win I shouldn't have had because I got a crit on his Registeel um, with my Dragapult, and without that I wouldn't have won that one. So all of a sudden that's just, take away those 2 wins and it's a 7-4 record. So um, which, obviously probably would not have gotten me into Lugia. So, there's a lot of things that just, I'm not sure if this is going to be a good season, because there's a lot of stiff competition for sure. And, we're just going to rock out with it. I had a team plan coming into the draft. Um, like, I had an 11 Pokemon, like, set up and everything, and I had that for a while. Like, I had that for last season, but then I didn't get like my first round pick, so I didn't end up going with that. And I was gonna do an IGL, but my first pick was gonna be Mega Scizor, and um, with the IGL being a legacy league, Hidden Power Fire would be a problem because cut moves would be allowed. So I really didn't want to use Mega Scizor in a legacy league. Um, so yeah, I was 10th out of 16 in the order, which is pretty terrible. It's like in the middle, um, and it's like you really can't get much momentum with that. But I was still hoping because there were a few Pokemon that were allowed this season that were not allowed last season, like Landorus, Sheer Force Lando. You got Deoxys Speed. Those are like the only two that were added. I think Zamazenta Crowned was like voted on, but I don't think they allowed it. Well, I know they didn't allow it, but pretty sure it was voted on. Um, so yeah, I was kind of hoping I'd still get Mega Scizor. I wasn't too sure. So 8 picks go by, and then HTC, the team that I got that had Mega Scizor last season and won the league with, he was right before me, and he picked Mega Scizor. And at the time, I was just kind of confused because I mean, he disliked using Mega Scizor like all season last season. Even when he won, he still said that he didn't like Mega Scizor. And then so I'm like, why'd you draft it again? Because even if I like something, I probably wouldn't draft it 2 times in a row. But he was just like, I didn't like the team I had around it, so um, that's why he didn't like it, and he wanted to give it another chance. And more power to him. I mean, I don't really, at this point, I wasn't really um, too worried about what my team looked like because I'm just trying to explore and try new things and hopefully, learn some things. Because I don't know, again, I don't know how good I'm going to do this season because I'm in Lugia. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into the 11 Pokemon I picked. First pick was Medicham, Mega Medicham. So like I said, Mega Scizor was not there anymore, so I had to pick something. There really wasn't much left. I think like in the 18 points there was Garchomp. I'm not picking up Garchomp for 18 points. No way I'm doing that. Tornadus Therian, which I didn't want. Mega Mawile I didn't want. Mew I didn't want. And then nothing really in 17 except for maybe Tapu Koko. But I've been telling myself I'm going to draft Mega Medicham for the longest time. And you know what? I'm just going to do it this time because if there's any time I'm going to, go out of my comfort zone a little bit, it's with this one. Okay, so Mega Medicham. I have used it like once in like I don't know, a league probably 4 years ago, maybe even more, maybe even longer, maybe like 2016, 2017. And I did like really well. I won the league. Metacham got like 30 kills. So hopefully we can replicate that. It's obviously an entirely different game from 2 generations ago, but this thing still hits like a truck. It's only 16 points, and it's got fake out, bullet punch for priority. It's got poison jab to hit the fairy types. We can set up with bulk up. I do end up using high jump kick that much, or I do end up using it a lot, which I should probably not do that. I should probably use drain punch more because it's just so risky, and I know people are going to run protect against me. The one problem, or the one weakness of Mega Metacham is bulky psychic types. I can't really hit bulky psychic types very hard, so gonna have to watch out for that. Like Slowbro, Reuniclus, Necrozma, those Pokemon could be an issue. So gonna have to watch out for that. But yeah, definitely excited to use Mega Metacham. So second up, I knew what I wanted. I just was kind of waiting to get sniped. I didn't get sniped, so that was good. So I got Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini is pretty nice. I think it's like really versatile. I mean, speed stat of 85, pretty nice for a bulky Pokemon. It's got a base defense stat of 115 and Spit F of 130, which is great. I can do a few things. I can go for like a Calm Mind Iron Defense set. I could be a Stall Breaker with like Taunt and Nature's Madness, to trying to beat things like Vaporeon or Toxapex or something. What else? I could just be like a Specs offensive set and just surprise the hell out of my opponents. I could be a Hazard Remover. I have Defog on this Pokemon. Does get rid of the Misty Terrain, but I'm kind of fine with that. I don't see many Pokemon many people bring Toxic to beat Finny, because of the Misty Terrain. So I do have the Hazard Removal option there, and yeah, I just think it's definitely something that I could see bringing like every week almost. And I do have a lot of experience with it, so felt like after the Mega Metacham pick, I wanted something that I had more experience with, so definitely enjoying the Tapu Fini pick. It's also got great typing. Water Fairy is like both of those types are types that you'd be hard pressed to not find. Oh my goodness, to not find on a draft. Like you're always gonna see a Fairy type, you're always gonna see a Water type. So get both of those out of the way early. And yeah, next up I picked up Spectria. Or Spectria. I guess I'll just call it Spectria to make myself sound cooler, I guess, throughout the season. So I've always had this kind of, not always, but I've had this kind of idea where you draft, like a ghost spammer, whether that be like Dragapult, Spectria, Gengar, heck, even Mismagius, because it's as long as it's got decent speed stat and it can learn Shadow Ball, it's a pretty good thing to have on a draft team. So yeah, you have a ghost type. Spectria is a really good ghost spammer. It's really fast and it's really strong. And then you have a really strong fighting type, because the only types to switch into Shadow Ball, or just Ghost in general, is Dark and Normal. Metacham deals with those two types really well. I don't know why I can't talk today. Whatever. But yeah, so we got the offensive core of Mega Metacham. Doesn't deal with Psychic types very well. Spectria deals really well with Psychic types. And then Spectria doesn't deal with Dark or Normal types well. That's what Mega Metacham's up for. So they definitely have some offensive synergy there. And Spectria, it's got a base 145 special attack stat, which is crazy. It sounds good. Kind of like Mega Bayonet with like base 175 attack. It sounds really good, but it's just not when you come down to it, because its only coverage is like Shadow Ball, Dark Pulse, and Mud Slap. And like Round, which is like 60 base power. It's just not good. So we're gonna get completely walled by Dark and Normal types. Well, not as much Normal types, because I can go for Dark Pulse, but am I really gonna run Dark Pulse? I don't know. I can run Will-O-Wisp to kind of, some Dark types like Crocodile, for example. I can, as they bring them in, I can just Will-O-Wisp. That could be pretty nice. And there's no pursuit trapping in this league, because it's no cut moves, so I don't get Toxic because it's a Gen 8 Pokemon, and no Gen 8 Pokemon get Toxic, annoyingly enough. So yeah, I can see like a substitute Sub-Willow Hex set, or just a Specs Shadow Ball things once the Dark and Normal types are gone. um, or like a nasty plot set. You never know. So next up, I drafted Moltres. Been trying to get Moltres for a while. I think it's really solid. Moltres and Talonflame right now are actually very common. You'll see a lot of more defensive Talonflames now. Not always, but basically Moltres is just a fatter version of Talonflame, and it's a weaker and, well, not exactly weaker, just not as offensively capable because it can't set up. Talonflame can go for, Sword Stance and bulk up, and then it has strong moves, Flare Blitz and Brave Bird. But Moltres has like really good special attack, like base 125, but it's not going to set up, and it's probably going to be bulky most of the time because it's trying to abuse the fact that Flame Body is an ability. 30% chance to burn the target or the opposing Pokemon if they make a contact move, if they hit you with a contact move, which is pretty nice. Talonflame gets that ability too. They both get Defog, they both get U-Turn, they both Roost. And yeah, so they're very common, but I think Moltres for this team is nicer because it's a little bit bulkier, and I don't know, I haven't always had the most success with Talonflame in the past, so decided that Moltres is a good draft here. I think for round 4, it's not that bad, and I didn't really want any more Pokemon above like 11 points anyway. Wasn't really looking at too much. I've been pretty busy in the for the past week or so, and I just I get pinged, and if I'm on, I just look at the draft board and I pick something that I want. that's kind of how this draft went, because I don't really want to go too hard with the draft plan, especially, I was going to with the Mega Scizor, and then that didn't work out. I didn't have anything else I particularly wanted. Okay, I'm gonna shut this window because that bird's going crazy. And you can still hear him probably. The other window's open. I'm not getting up though. But yeah, like I said, I wasn't gonna go too hard with the draft plan here after Mega Scizor got picked. So yeah, that's Moltres for you. Good defogger. It's all of a sudden good because of boots in this gen. So yeah. Next up, I picked up Donfan. Now I wanted a rapid spinner. I didn't want to use Serena because I knew I wanted a different grass type. And I've used Serena enough in other leagues. So yeah, Donphan I've wanted to use for a little while. It's a bulky ground type. We love ground types. Just to kind of stop electric types, which is really nice because no hidden power and everything. There are other rapid spinners. Like I said, Serena, Hitmontop is also one. Excadrill. There are other spinners that take advantage of the speed boost that they get after using rapid spin. Donphan is just not the case. It's just too slow. You'd need like at least 2 rapid spins up to outspeed anything offensive or relatively fast. But at the same time, it is bulky on the physical side mostly, and does get a lot of coverage. I know it gets Gunk Shot, Ice Shard, Knockoff, obviously Stone Edge. I think it gets Play Rough. I'm actually not too sure. I guess I could look it up real quick. Alright, I'm doing it. Okay, if I can spell Donphan correctly, I'll do it. Okay. There we go. Gets Gunk Shot, Head Smash. I'll probably never be. Yeah, okay, so it does get Play Rough. Also gets Poison Jab if I don't want to risk the Gunk Shot miss. And of course, Stealth Rocks, which is really nice. Just having a Pokemon that can set up hazards as well as removing them on your side is really helpful. So, yeah, base 120 attack and defense. Very strong, very bulky. So yeah, that's the Donphan. Next up, I drafted Alolan Muck. Now I'm pretty sure these are actually out of order. I think I drafted Muck and then Donphan. Doesn't really matter. They're like both relatively, I think Muck is 11 points and Donphan was 10. So whatever. But yeah, Alolan Muck is my dark type. I was gonna draft Scolipede, but I just kind of, wimped out of that. I didn't exactly, because I knew I wanted a Alolan Muck. I didn't want 2 poison types though, so I just, and Poison Bug, it's not, if you already have a poison type, you don't need a Poison Bug type, so I didn't want to be too redundant. And also, Scolipede was like 13 points, and I didn't really want to spend that much at this point, so I did draft Alolan Muck. I'm pretty comfortable with it. I think it's a great special wall. If you can, it gets Gluttony, so you can eat the berry that gives you 33% health back. after you're under just 50%, which is really nice. And then you can click recycle, and you'll get the berry back. So that's cool. It can just kind of, that's the way it can recover health, which is really nice. And so yeah, Donfan being really, base 105 attack, base 105 speed F, or maybe one of those is base 100. I think it's 100 speed F and 105 attack, or maybe flipped. I don't know. It also gets decent coverage like knockoff, poison jab, stone edge, fire blast if I want to run that, shadow sneak, power up punch. So yeah, like I said, I could run the gluttony, berry, recycle set. I could also run assault vest. I'm very comfortable with the assault vest set. Use that a bunch. I could even surprise him and go like choice banded with it. You never know when that could work out. And yeah, I think it's a solid Pokemon to have. It beats a lot of things. Like I definitely wanted something to beat Psychic types, and also Psychic types, and also Ghost types. Because I didn't have really the best thing for Ghost types at this point, obviously. And look at my team in general, I don't have much for like a physical offensive, or a physical Ghost type. So definitely nice to have Muck on the team. Next up, I drafted Guju. Yeah, I just wanted a Dragon type that I've used before. Base 80 speed also is kind of nice because right now my speed tiers are all right. I got 130 Spectria, 100. I think it goes down to 100 Medicham, and then 90 Moltres, 80 Guju, and then 85 Finny. So yeah, my speed tiers are all right. I'm gonna fill in the 130 to 100 gap, but for for a bulky Pokemon for Guju, it's really nice to have a base 80 speed stat. I could surprise people with Scarf set, and that'll be nice. And yeah, it's just really, in my opinion, it's a great special wall. I know Muck is also a special wall, but this Pokemon is a little bit. Oh, I know I wanted a special Dragon type, and the best one to fit the bill at this point was the Guju, because my only special. I mean, I knew I have Tapu Fini, Spectria, and Moltres. Those are all special attackers, but looking at the rest of my team, I know the rest of it's pretty much gonna be physical. So I knew I wanted a stronger special presence. So yeah, Guju was there, and I'm like, all right, I'll pick it up. It gets fantastic coverage. I mean, you talk about like Surf, Flamethrower, Thunderbolt. I don't think it gets Ice Beam or anything like that, but it gets physical stuff too. And with the Sap Sipper ability, we can make this thing physical and kind of surprise people. Does it get Acid Armor? Yeah, it does get Acid Armor, which is basically Iron Defense. So I can run Acid Armor Body Press. That can be a fun little set to run. I get Focus Blast, I get Iron Tail, I do get Ice Beam. Okay, so that's good. I get Earthquake, Power Whip, Sludge Wave for Fairy types, so even Superpower, heck, that can be fun. And yeah, so I think Guju's just a really strong Pokemon, and when you look at the stats, it's really only bad stat is defense, which I can boost with Acid Armor, so definitely powerful Pokemon here. I think it was only like 9 points, so that's definitely worth it. Next up, I drafted Durant. Yeah, there weren't really no good steals at this point. I think even Cupherodraw had gotten taken. I was gonna draft Registeel, but that got taken pretty early, and kind of like when I won it in the IPA, it got taken like round 4. So this one, I don't know when it got taken, but it definitely got taken pretty early. And then Steelix was already taken. I couldn't draft Mega Steelix, obviously. Mega Aggron, I don't know if that was taken yet, but I didn't want to spend that many points. I think it was like 13 or 14 points. And then the only other steal, Cupherodraw, I think had already gotten taken. So the only other steals were like Magneton, Alolan Raichu. Wait, okay, Alolan Raichu's Electric type. Escavalier, which I didn't want, so I wanted to fill in my speed gap a little bit. And plus I knew I was getting something else a little bit faster later on. That was banking on not getting picked, so yeah, Duran, it was at 109 speed. It's kind of like Kartana, like good attack, defense, and speed, and just absolute crap for HP, special attack and special defense. So but obviously worse than Kartana. But with that being said, it does get Hustle, which boosts its attack but lowers its accuracy as its ability. And after one Hone Claws boosts your accuracy by like 67% or something. So it's like it's kind of like a +2 with Hone Claws, but I believe unless I'm tripping, but yeah. So that kind of once you get a Hone Claws up to boost your accuracy, that kind of evens out the accuracy drop that you get from Hustle. And once you get that up, I mean, this Pokemon's really strong, you know. It gets like Superpower, gets Stone Edge, which is really nice for like fire types. And what else do you get? I don't know. That's basically it. I mean, but it's a fairy killer as well. Like it's definitely can definitely become an issue. I do get First Impression for a little bit of priority. That could be nice. I get Crunch if I need that. Iron Defense. Baton Pass, that can be kind of nice. Thunder Wave, see, it's got a little bit of cool tech stuff if I need to do that. But yeah, the standard set is gonna be Hone Claws and then 3 attacks, and I can kill things pretty well with this Pokemon. So, yeah, just kind of like a budget offensive breaker, and it kind of works well as a Steel type as well because of its good defense stat and. Even though its HP is pretty bad, but that's fine. Yeah, next up I drafted Electros. Now, at this point, I kind of wanted Raichu, but it's only 4 points. At this point, I'm just going to be honest, I wanted an Electric type, and then Sceptile and Lickitung. Sceptile base 120 speed, anyway, I'll talk about that later. So I drafted Electros thinking that I'd be able to draft Sceptile at 4 and Lickitung at 2, so that'd be 6 points. But I guess I just forgot how many points I had, and after drafting Electros, I only had 5 points. And I know I wanted Sceptile, so I'm like, I could just draft a 1-pointer, which is what I ended up doing. But yeah, I don't know. There was nothing in 7 points that I wanted. I was thinking about Lantern in 6 points. Didn't end up doing that though. And this was, I mean, I had already picked, so it's not like I can change it. But if I would go back and change it, I don't think I would. And plus, there's a grace period at the end, and I didn't do anything with the grace period. So, just gonna rock out with this team. But yeah, there was nothing in 7 points to get like Magneton and Alolan Raichu were the only electric types in 7 points, and I didn't really want either of those. So yeah, I just kind of rocked out with the Electros. Gets Levitate, so it has no weaknesses. I think it's like 115 attack, 105 special attack, which is pretty nice. It's very slow though. It's base 50 speed, and then you got 80 defense and special defense, and then 85 HP. So just an all-round kind of utility mon for volt switching out and whatnot. It's nice to have an electric type that isn't also weak to ground and actually can hit ground types. So in a way, I can kind of beat ground types, which would be nice. Because I get a lot of coverage of this Pokemon. I mean, I feel like the theme for this team is just versatility and coverage, which is kind of prep heavy, but that's fine. I get U-turn as well as Volt Switch, which is really nice. I get Giga Drain. I get Power Up Punch, Knock Off, Iron Tail, Outrage, Fire Punch, Flamethrower, Flash Cannon, Focus Punch, Drain Punch, Aqua Tail, Acrobatics, Crunch, Coil, which could be cool. So I think the standard set for this is like Assault Vest. Doesn't mean I have to run Assault Vest every time, but it is a pretty good It is a pretty nice set. Like if Muck doesn't have the best matchup, I can just bring the Electros and hopefully put in work. I find that Knockoff is an incredibly useful item because not only does it knock off the item, but it shows what your opponent is trying to do. Like if they bring like a Choice Scarf Victini, and you knock, or I don't know, Victini's about well, whatever. I'll just say if you knock off a Scarf on Victini, you know that Pokemon is offensive. It probably has no status moves unless it's got Trick. But that's probably its only status move. And yeah, you just kind of know. Or like a Choice Scarf Terrakion, right? It's probably not going to have any status moves. So that kind of helps you out. equally, if you knock off a Rocky helmet on a Slowking, you know it's going to be physically defensive, not specially defensive. So, and a Pokemon like Electros, you know, it can be annoying to deal with. So, next up, like I said, I drafted Sceptile. Nice grass type, nice 120 speed to put in between Spectria and Duran. So my speed tiers are looking pretty nice right now. 130, 120, 109, 100, 90, 85, 80, and then just a bunch of 50. Like 3 Pokemon at 50 speed. But yeah, I drafted Sceptile because I've used it before. Not on the YouTube channel, but just in general. I've used it with Unburden. So basically, Tapu Fini has the Misty Terrain. I put a Misty Seed on Sceptile, get the Spit F boost, and also get the double speed. And that way, I can just run like max HP, max attack. Because I'm not going to need any speed, because I'm already base 120, then I double my speed, nothing's going to outspeed me. So I can just go for that, and then if I get a free switch in, I can just go for a Swords Dance, and then Leaf Blade, Dragon Claw, Earthquake is like all the coverage I'll probably need. And that could be, you know, a late game sweep potential. I could also run it like sub Leech Seed. I could do that if I don't want to. If I want to bluff, then I'm like a sweeper, and someone brings in, you know, Toxapex, and it's got Haze or something. If I just run sub Leech Seed, that's a good thing to have in the back pocket if I need that. So yeah, Sceptile's kind of like a gimmick, but also a real threat because I have swept with Unburdened Swords Dance Sceptile and like in mocks and such for other people. So yeah, it's nice to have. Kind of messes with people because, you know, you got something in between, like a speed stat in between 120 and 130, and you're like, all right, I can just speed creep Durant, or maybe if they're really thinking Durant's not coming, I can run Adamant or Modest and still outspeed Mega Medicham. But then they don't know if they want to do that because Sceptile's there. So yeah. Anyway, last but not least, my final pick was Dunsparce. Dunsparce is pretty cool. For 1 point, it's it's nice, I guess. I can go kind of trolly with this Pokemon. Troll set would be Glare. What is it? Let me look this up. Pretty shitty stats, but I mean it's a 1 point Pokemon. What do you expect? Base 45 speed. That's what it is. So it's got 100 base HP, which is nice, but then it's got 70 attack and defense, and then 65 special attack and special defense. So not wowing anyone with our bulk or power. But at the same time, Serene Grace, and we also have Glare, so we can paralyze everything under the sun except for electric types. So if we go for Glare, lower their speed. Hopefully we still might not outspeed them because we have base 45 speed. But then we can go for Headbutt, which has a 30% chance to flinch, which turns into 60% chance because of Serene Grace. Then we also have the chance to paralyze them, and all of a sudden we're Togekiss. We're a 1 point Togekiss, baby. Except much weaker. But yeah. We also get Stealth Rock, which is cool. And we get Yawn, could be nice. And I believe we get Roost. We do get Roost, so we need that for whatever reason. So I have a lot of different coverage moves as well. So like, you know, Air Slash, Ancient Power, Aqua Tail, Baton Pass could be nice. Calm Mind as well as Coil, Curse, Counter, Dual Wing Beat. I mean, really everything under the sun, really. Gyro Ball, Flamethrower, Ice Beam, Magic Coat. If I want to lead with this Pokemon and do that, that could be cool. Yeah, I kind of see this Pokemon as like a Trampa, like a slow, bulky Roost user, or like Vikavolt, but just worse than both of those. But yeah, hopefully we'll be able to use Dunsparce maybe and watch it do terribly. We'll see. Maybe in the last week when I'm 0-8 and I got nothing else to do, I'll try to sweep with Dunsparce. You never know. So yeah, that is the team. I think if you got all the way through this video, which I seriously doubt, but at the same time, if you're hearing this, I guess you did. So congratulations, you are really good at being patient. And yeah, so I hope you like my team. If you have any suggestions on how I should change it, let me know. Again, I was just going into this thinking, I don't know how many wins I'm going to get. I don't even know if I'm going to win at all this season. But we're going to do it, and we're going to have fun with it. So, but at the same time, you know, I'm not drafting like a shit. I don't think it's a terrible team. I just think it's kind of something that I didn't plan, and hopefully it goes well. And, you know, we're going to win and have fun. So, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I will catch you guys in the next one, whether it be... Now I'm uploading 3 leagues. It's IGL, SPDL, and SPS. Although, if we don't win SPDL this week, we're not going to make playoffs. So that might be over by the time SPS starts. So, we'll see about that. But, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you need any art done, click the link in the description. It's going to take you to my website, or you can just look at it, check it out, see what I've done in the past. I make logos, and I made this layout, so yeah, that would be cool. And don't forget to subscribe, because that's cool. Ring the bell. Comment down below what your favorite beverage is. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.